one of my goals is to climb in a lot of different locations around the world. So far, I've pretty much only hit the west coast of the United States, but this trip allowed me the opportunity to climb in the Midwest, which was a lot of fun. Can you find something that doesn't use the left leg at all? Man, it would suck to fall. And it's a little sweaty, so I don't know how good the top is. If the top is a fatty jug, I might do it. I don't know. I broke my fibula 2 weeks before we left. Unfortunately, I had the boot on, and I was not willing to fall at all. I got about halfway up this 15-foot boulder and just decided, I'm not going to actually go any farther than this, because if I fall, that'd be really, really bad. Yeah, I'm going to feel that pistol squat in the morning, huh? Ah! Yay! I'm a climber! If I'm gonna break my leg doing something dumb, I'm gonna do something dumb with my broken leg. Ooh, that's so good. Idaho bouldering. Who knew? Who knew? I wish Vantage had something like this. Trying to get out of here, hobble out of here. Huh. They left me. And I have a camera, so it's very difficult for me to walk around. After staying in Twin Falls, Idaho for a night and climbing at Durkee's Lake, we went through Utah and then made it to Colorado. When we were invited to a wedding in Colorado, we thought, okay, we can go for a couple days, or we can turn a 2-day trip into a 2-week trip and go climbing. So we did. Alright.
Which one is yours?
It's
Cattywampus.
It's
Jake
like
in
this.
Virginia.
We're the only ones so far.
Can you like refresh it somehow?
I'm currently uploading photos.
Oh, you're okay.
This is a very boring video. Do something.
go climbing, I'm in areas where there are maybe a lot of people, but they're all climbers. But at Garden of the Gods, it's a huge tourist destination, right in the middle of Colorado Springs. It's not even difficult to get to. You can see it from downtown, you know? So, I'm climbing, and I clip, and I look down, and there's 100 people watching me, and there's people taking pictures and everything, and they're shouting at me, "You go, Jake! You got it!" I'm like, I don't even know these people. How are they shouting at me? Kyle was down at the bottom with a broken leg. He was telling me what I was doing. It was really fun.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is way up there. It's like all the way up there.
Yeah.
Tight 70 meters. And that should just come.
That is a tight 70 meters. Off belay.
Off belay. No gear, don't fall. Rope! So far away, I couldn't catch that. Oh, I did. That one was fun.
Garden of the Gods.
Fun. Garden of the Gods. I don't know what it's called, but
Been done.
it's the drug wall.
Nice job.
Thanks.
broke my leg, but I only broke my fibula right down the middle. So I didn't need a cast, I just needed a boot, which was great because that allowed me to take the boot off and put on a climbing shoe instead.
That was fun. It was definitely hard. I felt like it was way shorter, but harder than the last climb, the Garden of the Gods climb. But
it was easier than the one that I did.
The second one? Well, dude, the length is huge too. That's a huge factor. That was so short. It did feel like
the style of rock,
a boulder problem.
Every little grain of this felt really good. Whereas Garden of the Gods, it was like every hold was coming away.
Yeah, well,
grain
like
by grain.
I could. I'm super good at crimp, so I could crimp on just
Slopers.
nothing. But at the sandstone, if there was not a crimp, I couldn't crimp. Like, there's no grains to hold on to. It's just slopers and stuff. Pretty fun.
I enjoyed it.
Pretty fun. I feel Casey's pain in Bishop when he was complaining about having a swollen foot, so he only climbed with one shoe. Except his foot wasn't broken, so he's a bitch. He was bouldering though, so totally different. Sexy, huh?
Yeah, that's nice.
Alright, what next?
Of the 10 states we visited, my favorite state was Washington State. Does that count? My favorite state that we visited was Colorado. Every single place you went, there was rocks to be climbed. So if I was going to move anywhere in the world, it would probably be Bishop, California. Since none of us had been to Nebraska, we thought, well, let's check it out. It doesn't even have a mountain project page, so you know it's not going to be a great state. My least favorite was Nebraska, because we were going to die in a tornado, which was a cool experience, I guess, except for the fact that I thought I was going to die in Nebraska. About 2 hours into the drive into Nebraska, it starts raining. There's a big funnel forming to the left, and then 2 storm chaser vans drove up. I'm not even lying. And then 2 storm chasers drive past us. I mean, they're definitely storm chasers. They're in a van, and they pull off to the side of the road right where the funnel is. Like, is it safer for us to be driving away from the storm chasers? Are they going... I assume the storm chasers are going toward the center of the storm. But I don't know. I've never been in a tornado. I'm not from Nebraska. I got a tornado warning on my phone. I thought we were going to die. I really thought we were going to die. There was hail the size of acorns just pelting our car. We were sure the car was just toast. Turned out to be fun. Unexpectedly, my favorite place that we went was South Dakota. I had no idea the Black Hills of South Dakota was such a beautiful location to climb and to camp and just to explore. The rock there is bullet hard, super solid. There's tons of needles. They call them the South Dakota needles because they just stick up out of the ground in big pillars. It was very cool. And obviously Mount Rushmore is cool. The Crazy Horse Monument we got to see. I wonder how much trouble you'd get in if you tried to climb George Washington's nose. Is that a felony? One day the apocalypse will happen, and then who's to say that I can't climb George Washington's nose? That's my first on the list after the apocalypse, George Washington. By far my favorite climb that I did the whole trip was called Ladies in Love, just on the other side of Mount Rushmore.
Nice.
Commissioner!
Yes.
No. Okay, got it. I'm out of draws on my right side. No. Oh, I need to clip a draw on this. Fuck. Clipping it. Okay, take.
Great route for the grade. One of my favorites for sure. Because the chimney at the beginning, all these crystals, these fat jugs that are like, you know, like a separate type of rock, like a quartz or something.
Oh baby. There's a lot of people over there. I guess I gotta come down from here, unfortunately. Hang out all day up here. Been fun. Been fun.
They just eat a lot compared to other, like, wild prairie dogs.
We got to drive through the Badlands National Park, which was phenomenal. Just breathtaking views as far as the eye can see. We got to see buffalo and bighorn sheep. Unfortunately, you can't climb at the Badlands because I think by definition, Badlands is like a rock type or something, and it's like just dirt, so you can't really climb it. The Badlands erodes at a rate of something like 2 centimeters a year, which is really fast. It's only been here for 500,000 years, and it's about halfway through its life cycle, so only another 500,000 years until it's gone. Just washed away by the rain and the weather.
is vitally and intimately concerned with the welfare of the farmer. The Country Life Commission should be revived with greatly increased power. Its abandonment was a severe blow to the interests of our nation. For the welfare of the farmer is a basic need of this nation. It is the men from the farms who in the past have taken the lead in every great movement within our country, whether in time of war or in time of peace. It is well to have our cities prosper, but it is not well if they prosper at the expense of the country.
There's no climbing in North Dakota, but what North Dakota does have is Teddy Roosevelt National Park, which was probably my favorite place that we visited the entire road trip, specifically Teddy Roosevelt's ranch. It really emotionally touched me for some reason, I'm not sure why. After Roosevelt lost his wife and mother on the same day, he packed up and went to North Dakota and made a ranch where he stayed for years and regained basically a will to live and his love of nature, which pressed him towards becoming president and then creating national parks. So, something about that place really struck a chord with me.
I can't describe it. What I'm feeling and what I'm thinking. This means something. This is important.
The Devil's Tower is closed to climbers in the month of June, but we got there July 1st, so we were good to climb. It was very cool to be able to climb at the base of this giant monument.
High five, Chris.
We actually got to see people climbing to the top of Devil's Tower, which one day I'm sure we will do. But we didn't have any trad gear. Also, I don't know how to trad climb. I wanted to climb in Montana, but we were just driving through, so I found this really unique spot at a rest area, the Alberton rest stop. It was just this big, maybe 40, 50-foot block sitting next to the river, and it was so hot out.
Rope climbing.
I had been sitting in the car all day. Actually, it's like my second day of nothing but sitting in the car. And then I just hopped on a 512C. So I didn't send it per se. But I did get to the top, and I did do every move. Took me a couple tries, maybe a little more than a couple tries. But once I found the beta, I really wanted to do it again, but I couldn't. I was just too pumped out because I didn't get to warm up at all. And my body was like, what are you doing? You've been sitting in the car for 24 hours. Please, just don't climb 512C.
Undercling crimp right there to the right.
Where? Oh, this?
Yeah.
That's nice.
If you got your right foot up on that ledge.
The rock was insanely slick. It felt like I was climbing on one of those carnival rock walls. Just glass. My feet kept slipping, my hands were super sweaty, but it was a lot of fun. did it, man. Now, if anyone sees, it would look like you're actually climbing. Okay, again, I can't stand up on that left foot there.
Way too hard for me. There's a couple moves I couldn't even do because my left leg was just out for the count. But I managed to get to the top of it eventually after a lot of hang-dogging.
Okay, now you gotta cross up. Yeah, get your foot there, bring your right foot in to the triangle that's below you. The big outjutting triangle, and then go right hand to the jug. It's not a jug. And then left hand side pull right above it. So right your hand, match it. Above your hand. It's a side pull. Yeah, like that. Nice. Good job. And then you can move up to some jugs. Our passions really lie in bouldering, but climbing is climbing. It doesn't matter. As long as you're touching rock and you got cool people in really cool new places, you're gonna have a good time. We did. Rope.